Our next item of business is the manager's report. Mr. McGowan?
Mayor, Commissioners, you have before you the application for Mr. Bill Serrazio for Airport Board. You see that he has been on the board before and active in the airport activities. We do have vacancies on the board, and we have received his. Would recommend that you would accept it.
All right, we can do that right now. If we have a motion to accept him to the board.
I'll make a motion, we accept William Serrazio to the Aviation Board.
Second. We have a motion and a second to accept William Serrazio to the Aviation Board. Can we have a roll call vote, please?
Mayor Pro Tem Sigata?
Yes.
Commissioner Chavez?
Yes.
Commissioner Giacomo?
Yes.
Mayor Mance?
Yes. Mr. Serrazio has been appointed to the Airport Board. Excuse me, I'm going to cough my head off if I don't get a drop.
Thank you. Next item is commemorative shoe or cornerstone. I've been talking with Mr. Billy D. I thought that he might be here tonight, but he did catch me downtown and all. They are wanting to, they're being donated a 8x16 commemorative cornerstone to go with the 100 years, which they will do August the 20th for the cornerstone, and then next year for the building itself. So I'm just informing you, realizing that it is a historic building, we have to be very careful in what we do, but I am working with them on how that we may be able to do this to recognize the 100 years for the cornerstone, and then next year for that. And I will keep the commission informed of this. And like I say, they are going to have something on August the 20th. That'll be the 100 years of the cornerstone itself. Next item, Mayor and Commissioners, Bohannon Houston Multimodal. Mr. Phillips has been in contact with Bohannon Houston, and it looks like we're still weeks away because of the historic preservation, and to keep us from moving forward, Mr. Phillips will stay on top of this. Mr. Reed and him are in conversation also that keeps him up to date on all the information that he has. Sorry for the problem, but we see how things have gone, and we will continue to stay on it and try to, hopefully that by this fall we will be able. You already see that we're late on Bohannon Houston, their timeline that they have given us, but we're not going to give up. We're going to continue. Next item, Mayor and Commissioners, the regular commission meeting on July the 22nd, 2014, our next regular. You're all well aware that the approval of the final budget, the budget adjustment, the year-end report will have to be done that night. Please, if you have any question or concern, please come in this week and we will go over it. If there's any adjustment or anything that needs to be made, because we really need to make sure that everything, well, it has to be approved that night. Because the next 3 days on the information that you have, Ms. Michael Ann and several of our department heads are going to be at the procurement training to get their certification. Now, we're not going to expect everyone to be there the 3 days, but we're trying to get the agenda. But the department heads are going to be required to be there for the things that they need to be, and for certain people like Michael Ann and people from the water department and from the RPS are going to need to be there to get their certification. So Michael Ann and several are going to be out those next 3 days, and then Miss Michael Ann is going to be gone that next week. They always plan something a year in advance, so I'm making you well aware. Anything, any concern that you have over the budget or anything, you please come in this week so that we can address it and make sure that we have everything finalized for that meeting that night of the 22nd, so that we can get it sent in to them as required. Also, as you're all well aware, that The GRT ordinance will be voted on that night. Just wanting to make sure everyone is aware with the commission and with the public that this will be what will be happening on that night. And as I've just kind of mentioned to you, you had in your packet the procurement training that is going to be taking place at MCMC. And hopefully that we can get an agenda so that we can have our people attend the things that they need, but also realizing that people that need to get their certification. Once this is done, there'll be also training in August with everyone on the procurement and the policies that we will be adopting for the city or presenting to you for the adoption. Next item, I was contacted by Mr. Ray Lang, Director of Governmental Affairs from Amtrak, and he said that he and Mr. Joe Boardman, President and CEO of Amtrak, will be having a special train coming through this coming Saturday on July the 12th. And they're requesting that as many of you as possible in would ride the train from here to Springer, and then they will be going to Philmont for lunch. So if you'll let me know if you are able to do this, they would like for you to be on the train. I will meet you in Springer to bring you back. And future city manager, if you would like to be on that train, I'm inviting you. And then, like I say, however many vehicles I need to have there. I will talk to Mrs. Gonzalez, the county manager. I talked, Mr. Sobel happened to come in today, and I mentioned it to him, and he knew nothing about it. So I want to get them invited to be on the train and everything, or at least meet them in Springer, whatever. So if you will, please let me know when you leave tonight or before Saturday. As many of you that can, I would appreciate it. And Mr. Berry, if you can, please.
Do you have a time?
And now-
I was gonna say time?
Well,
We know it's the train, but estimated.
he said that he thought that they'd be leaving La Junta at 10 o'clock and they'd be here at 11, and I didn't
No,
correct him
I don't think
or anything, but he's planning on them being here at 11 o'clock. I will try to get in touch with, I've called Mr. Lane back to talk with him. I have not been able to get him to see how much room was available on this special train, because I wanted as many as we can, but I didn't want to have too many and say, well, I'm sorry. But if I get further information, Ms. Tricia will let you know what it is.
Right, I've got an email from them also. I'll try to do a reply and ask.
And if you have any other information, Mayor, if you'd please let me know, I would appreciate it.
So we need to know the number of people that can, or the room, space availability and the
And
time.
then if you'll let me know, I'll make sure that.
Okay.
And then the main reason I need to know is see how many vehicles I need to have in Springer to bring you back.
Bring us back.
Yes, ma'am.
Just a horse trailer.
Next item, Mayor, Commissioners, is, well, there's been miscommunications with the Aging and Long-Term Services. They were saying that we hadn't done anything, passed a resolution, and you know that we did on the, earlier on the 10th, and we sent it to them on the 13th. Well, now they have found it, and now they're questioning, where did we come up with the template? Well, we got a lot of it from you, from them, so this is kind of where we're at on the miscommunications, and hopefully we can get this
Straighten out.
resolved as soon as possible. I know Mr. Berry and Mr. Little and Mr. Phillips have been working on this for over a year ago, because I met with them down there to go over all the things with on the Senior Citizens Building, and we did the Wells Fargo Building at the same time. just another little snafu that we're working on, and hopefully we can get this corrected as soon as possible. That's where we're at. Like I said, we just found out today the information that, where did we get that template? Well, some of it came from them, you know, and so Ms. Michaeland is in touch with Duncan and everything, and so hopefully we can get this cleared up as soon as possible. I know, Mr. Berry, that Mr. Little is wanting to take over from that, but y'all have already done these things, and we will be going from there. Thank you. Under recognition, appreciation, and information, I would like to thank everyone for putting together the balloon rally, the parade, the fireworks, the music, Main Street, just everyone. You start naming, and I know I'll leave out some, but I just want to thank everyone, and again, thank the fire chief and all of his people, and they brought the volunteer fire department was together down helping out. They also had a barbecue, invited everyone, and so I really do appreciate all that you're doing for the fireworks and what you're doing and trying to bring everyone together as we work together with the volunteer fire department and everyone. Thank you, Captain Burt, thank you. And thank everyone else, and it was a great display.
Yes.
Also, Mr. Pat Beal and his department, I received a nice letter from some areas things that they had done, so I want to thank them. Mayor Pro Tem Sagata for attending the ceremony honoring Fred Sparks. Thank you for attending. I'd like to thank Judge Manfredi. We had a man and his wife was in touch with him, and she was ill and how to get to the hospital, and the judge escorted them out there. So I wanted to thank him for doing that, because it would be hard to tell visitors how to get there. And I want to thank Mr. Campbell for taking part of his 4th of July to go to Cimarron, because we had a problem down there with our water, and I want to thank him. You know, we always leave people out, but I've just tried to impress upon, you know, we've got really good people that really care about what their departments and what they do. Mr. Berry, Mr. Phillips, just everyone, and I just want to, I've told you more than once, you're only as good as the people you have and the leadership you give them, and we have good people. I just hope that I can give them a little leadership. I know Mr. Berry will. With that, Mayor, thank you.
Thank you. I'd also like to take this opportunity to thank everyone in Raton for the fabulous weekend we had on the 4th of July. It just shows how well things can happen when the entire community works together. And I appreciate all the volunteers as well as the people in the city's departments that made this all happen. Thank you.
Thank you.
For information too, Thursday night, Friday night, and Saturday night, I canvassed all the motels in Raton, and with the exception of one, the majority of them were full.
Oh, it was a
And
busy.
so it was a good weekend for our city.
And I think I was told, Commissioner Chavez, that we had so many people that attended from Trinidad for the fireworks.
Oh, yes. Yes, I was told by someone that came into my office that the Trinidad people came to Raton because Trinidad didn't have anything special going on the 4th of July, so we were glad to share our celebration with them.
Yes, we were.
Anyone else? Don? No? If not, is there any other business to come before this commission? Seeing none, meeting adjourned.